The Big 12 is the best conference in college football right now. Better than the SEC, better than the Big 10, and certainly better than the Big 10 when there are actual polls, metrics, analytics that back up the Big 12 being there. Now, is the SEC overall, again, Big 12, I'm reading right here, Sagarin rating of all FBS conferences, second highest in the nation, only behind the SEC. Is the SEC overall better at football? Maybe, but is it a better football conference, a better football product for the fan? I don't think so. Here's why. I can back it up. Big 12 teams have 12. This is directly from the conference. This is from the league office. Big 12 teams have 12 go-ahead scores in the final minute of games in 2024. That is the most of any conference in the country. Power 4, Group of 6, whatever you want to call them. The Big 12 leads in games that go down to the wire and give the fans a better viewing experience because these two teams, whoever they may be, go toe-to-toe to the final minute, and there's a go-ahead score in that final minute. Can you conceptualize 12 go-ahead scores? Like if you scored at 1 minute and 6 seconds to go, it doesn't count in this stat. 12 go-ahead scores in the final minute. That's fun to watch. 22. Oh my gosh. This is absurd. Oh, the SEC is so fun. Did you like watching blowouts or the occasional, well, Kentucky played us close? Is that fun for you? In the Big 12, everybody's competitive. Great teams are winning, and they're doing this. 22 of our 44 conference games have been decided by one score. One score, the most amongst all FBS conferences. And you start to think, well, then they must cannibalize themselves, and the parity's got to be so crazy that it doesn't really, it doesn't really equate to the Big 12 actually being good or competitive because we have 4 teams in the top 25. We've got 3 teams in BYU, Iowa State, and Colorado who are all pretty squarely in the college football playoff picture from the standpoint of possibly at-large bids. Iowa State can finish 11-1. Colorado can finish 10-2, and they will be in that conversation. So you're looking at 22, half of your games being decided by one score. Yet still, multiple teams have at-large shots at a college football playoff bid. BYU doesn't even need to be named there because they're undefeated. Of course, they have an at-large shot. The Big 12 leads the FBS. I'm not done. With 21 lead changes in the fourth quarter in conference games this season. So we already said 12 go-ahead scores in the final minute. How about 20? Make it, it blows my mind. 21 lead changes in the fourth quarter. We're going back and forth. You're still looking at, it's listed here by the conference. Second highest Sagarin rating of all FBS leagues. Ahead of the Big 10, ahead of the ACC, ahead of the Pac-2, the Mountain West, the AAC. Oh, the Big 12 is a second-tier conference. The metrics are telling you, especially when your Michigan is down. Sure, Indiana is up, but okay, Ohio State, Penn State, Indiana, okay. Then what do we really, what are we hanging our hat on here? Okay, randomly, Oregon's in the Big 10 now, I guess. Cool. Now I go, okay. What about Illinois, Minnesota? No. Where's your Deion Sanders? We have our own undefeated team. We have our own Indiana. Their name is BYU. It's and then we got Deion Sanders. We're getting a lot more college football's Fox game day kickoff thing because of the exposure that our conference brings to the table. Second highest Sagarin rating. That's the metric right there. It's not even me being subjective. It's a metric. 14 of the 16 Big 12 programs. I don't even know. How do I tell you this without getting chills? How do you, as a league, we talk about the entertainment value of this league. How do you, as a league, have 3, 4 teams right there in the college football playoff at least conversation? You say that and you go, okay, I can see how you piece that together. What if I told you we had 14 teams in the college football playoff conversation? You'd say, what? No way, that's real. Listen to this. 14 of the 16 teams are still in mathematical contention for the Dr. Pepper Big 12 football championship entering week 11. Holy cow. What? 14 teams can still win the league and go to the college football playoff. That means you somehow have hope. Probably. Oklahoma State does not. Sorry. You somehow still have hope. That is stunning. Yet, despite that, we still have elite teams. 6 Big 12 programs already bowl eligible. Another 3 are 1 win away. We're right there. I mean, through week 10, 6 bowl eligible, and we could grab 9 pretty quickly. 8 teams in the Big 12 conference, separated by just 2 conference losses. Hence those 14 out of the 16 Big 12 programs still in contention for the Big 12 title. Fox Big Noon Kickoff, Lubbock, Texas for Colorado, Texas Tech. The fourth time the Big 12 has hosted Fox's Big Noon Kickoff. That rocks. People are taking notice. BYU, one of just 5 undefeated FBS teams through week 10. Told you. We got a school at the very top that's representing this conference in a way that none of us could have possibly expected. BYU, Iowa State, K-State. Wait, 2 of those teams just lost, right? All 3 of them rank in the top 20 in ESPN's FPI strength of record still, despite K-State's loss to Houston and Iowa State's loss to Texas Tech and K-State's blowout loss to BYU. They're top 20 in strength of record in the country. Big 12 players, this is crazy, dude. I love the conference gave me this because it's awesome. Big 12 players have rushed for 175 yards or more in a game 9 times this season. 175 on the ground. What happened to your Big 12 that, throws for 9 touchdown passes and has no defense? We're running the ball. That leads the nation. Nine times for 175 yards. No other Power 4 conference has more than 4 175-plus rushing yard performances. And last but not least, the conference has 5 teams in the top 10 of Power 4 in rushing yards per game. That's good. That's the mark of a conference that can have parity and some chaos, still have really good teams, and still be really good at the whole football thing. Coming up, basketball is back on Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's show is brought to you by Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol. Look, Halloween night, man, I went out. Now, I only had a couple of beers, but I'll tell you what, I did want to wake up the next morning for my 6 a.m. flight and be not feeling great. Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drinks, the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink alcohol, it gets converted into toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break down the byproduct. Just remember, make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly. You'll feel your best tomorrow. Go to zbiotics.com/LockedOnCollege. Be like me on Halloween. I woke up the next morning from my flight feeling great. You can learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use code LockedOnCollege at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/LockedOnCollege. Use code LockedOnCollege at checkout to get 15% off. That is Z-Biotics. Visit them today.